Hello Taurus and welcome to Mind, Body and Heart Tarot Therapy. I'm here to do the reading for December 2019. Here we go, we're hitting the last month of the year. We're in Sagittarius season now, and we're going to go into Capricorn season towards the end of the month. We have holidays and everything, so quite an exciting time for all of us. Also, Jupiter is moving into Capricorn, sort of illuminating what can we do based on what we've learned this year and based on what we're learning in this Sagittarius season. Because Jupiter had been at home in Sagittarius for the past 1 year, and it's been illuminating our belief system, our ideas, and expansion and growth. And now we're going into, okay, how can we make that, how can we take that into action, into real action into the world. Now Taurus, I hope you're well. This is a general reading for Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. If it resonates, it resonates, and if it doesn't, it just doesn't. Use your intuition to know, and trust me, you will know. Okay, so we have Nine of Swords is your current energy. Okay, I'm just going to pull them out actually, shuffle a lot. We have the Page of Wands as your challenge. The Nine of Wands as your focus. The Temperance as your advice. Eight of Swords as your future energy, where this is taking you. And we have the Four of Swords as your underlying energy. It's pretty much like the underlying energy is the theme of your reading. It's what you're really working. That's encompassing the whole month process. And it's really like bringing peace into your mind, which just seems to be very needed, right, at this time. I'm going to pull out the clarifiers before we go deeper into this. Have a rounder view. Now these cards here. Very well. So we have the Sun. This came out as I was pre-shuffling your cards. So the Sun with the Nine of Swords. Alchemy. This is Temperance again. With the Page of Wands as your challenge. We have Princess of Swords with the Nine of Wands as your focus. You have Ace of Wands in the East with Temperance, beautiful, as your advice. And we have the Eight of Wands with the Eight of Swords, gorgeous, as your future energy. And we have the Six of Stones, with which is called Success in this deck, with the Four of Swords. Nice, nice, nice. Alright, Taurus, so you're learning how to move your energy in physical realm. You're understanding how much you can put in and when do you need to retreat. You understand how much you give and how much you take. And you do that because you are able to put your mind at rest. You are able to... well, you will be able through this process. This is what you're achieving, in a sense. I don't like to use the word achieve because it's not about achieving. It's really about process. So, and you're gonna be really successful at this. This will bring, see, an opening. See how these stones here create like a safe space for this opening to take place. And that's the opening. It's a 6. All 6s talks about service, about kindness, and about growth. It's an energy of the emotions, about the higher emotions. It's an energy where we are, but it's higher emotions taking place into the physical environment, so into your everyday reality. In the way, in your actions, in your routine. Yes, beautiful. You all need to go through this process, and this is a nice part of it. When your heart is open enough to grow, to allow the ego to expand. It's that expansion of the self. When we understand that, yes, I'm still a separate unit. I'm still me having these physical boundaries, which is my body and my own, like having this container of my being, but I'm still part of the whole. So I am part of this bigger picture, which is the world, the universe, the everything there is. And I start to include them as extensions of the self. That facilitates the ability to be kind and the ability to to open my heart through service. I really know that this makes sense to some of you somewhere. And this happens because you are now illuminating with the sun what's been kind of staying in the back of your head. What were the suppressed thoughts that you've been carrying here? Limiting belief that were there for a very long time, running in the background. Maybe you might have been aware of them somewhat, but never really having the courage to look into them, to bring light into that part of your brain because you weren't ready for it. Or it may be that you weren't aware of it at all. Like it was just like something that was really lurking into the darkest corners of your psyche where you had no access into your unconscious mind. That's still driving us, our fear, our unconscious fears and our unconscious desires, and what we've been suppressing out of fear of rejection, or because we just didn't know how to relate to these parts of ourselves. They become the biggest unconscious driver. But you bring the light into this with the sun here. And you're allowing yourself to relate to these parts of you with love and kindness, and with like, look at this flower that's being nurtured by the rays of light here. There is no enemy within ourselves or outside of ourselves. It may feel like that for sure when we are not aware what's really lurking in there. We give our fear so much power. We give our inner, what we've been denying of ourselves, or what we've been suppressing, they end up becoming our inner demons because we're terrified of them. But sometimes it's really just some internalized beliefs that we ended up with as a result of our childhood somehow, events that have happened, promises that we made ourselves when we saw maybe our mother cry, or when we saw something in the street that we didn't really know how to cope with, or at school or something that, with our 5 years old mind or something before that, we take these naive conclusions, and you start bringing light to that. It's amazing. It's really, really good. Because that's freeing you from their power. And the sun talks about joy. The sun talks about being relaxed and joyful and playful. And it's about revealing. Nice, Taurus. Okay, so what's challenging for you? The Page of Wands and the Alchemy card. They both fire energy. Alchemy, let's see here, Sagittarius energy. We are, as I said, in Sagittarius season. See, the Page of Wands is in the desert here, and that desert symbolizes a rather not so welcoming environment. It's an arid environment where not much grows. And this person here, who's actually, pages are like children, you know, is like a child that finally sees this wand here and understands its power, understands that there's so much that he can do with it, and he's eager to explore. And with the alchemy, we have the see the two sides of self, the two sides of everything, the duality of being. It's being understood here. You see an angel and a demon here. You see the moon and like half full, and I think this is the sun here. You see the fire versus, this looks more like water because there's a cup here. You see death, and I'm not really sure what this is. But you see, you starting reading. Okay, this is your challenge. It's good to remember that this is what's challenging for you right now. It's maybe challenging for you to see how you can grow out of here, how you can, what can you play with, how, and to keep this curious and playful attitude, and maybe curious to really learn, to really work with it. The alchemy card is about, okay, I see the elements that are composing this picture, and I learn how to play with them like a scientist. Look at this card, which is also alchemy. It's temperance, right? This angel here, it has this well, I don't even know what this instrument is called that doctors use on his head, and he's like pouring water from one cup to another, having his heart chakra already lighten up here with the passion of fire, which is actually one's energy. And he's curious, he's learning how much water does this need, how much, if I put a little bit more water from here to here, what's coming up, you know, what's going to happen. I'm going to read this from this deck to see how they take in the alchemy card. So it's Sagittarius energy. The diagonal divides the card between blue and red, water and fire. The grail appeared twice, red in the blue half and blue in the red half, providing an interchange of energy. The two cups. The two cups come from the traditional image of the card as temperance. On the right, a circle contains the sun and the moon. The red background is pitted rock, a symbol of age. The blue side is ageless light, a quality of spirit. A devil face inhabits the cloud, signifying sexual life energy. On the other side is her reflection, an angel. Also, that was an angel. Good to know. Below the angel and the devil is a clown and a skull, life and death. Oh, no, that was a clown. Here are the angel and the demon. Sorry. So the meaning is measurement and combination. Do not allow setbacks to turn enthusiasm into its mirror image of dejection. Take control, moderation. Yes, I like this interpretation. It's pretty much what I'm taking also from alchemy. That moment, and it seems to be was really challenging for you to keep that moderation, to keep your enthusiasm going. This Page of Wands is also very enthusiastic energy. It's very allowing that growth to happen naturally from play, through action, through joyfulness. And thrill at the anticipation of experience rather than anticipation of the outcome. Okay, let's see what's your focus here. Okay, so your focus is like, okay, where are your wounds? Where are you over defensive? And what is it that you know to be true? The Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior, but it's somebody who's been through many battles. He knows a lot about the waging of war and defense mechanisms and attack techniques and so on. But he may get stuck into the warrior's thinking. And he may start employing defense mechanisms when they are necessary. Because he thinks he knows it all now. He shuts himself down a little bit from the what the world can bring. But it's a 9, right? So it's a really high part of the wands process here. And having this as your focus, you're seeing really your defense mechanism at a display. That's good information for you. There's so much information. And you're seeing where your wounds are, so you can tend to them from a different perspective rather than war. It's good to have your boundaries. It's good to have your... I want to read about Isis because I don't really know that card so well. Daughter of Swords. Isis' hair falls like water. She is mother of pharaohs. An abstract throne crowns her. Above her third eye, the cobra connects the king to spiritual powers. Hathor, the cow goddess, is on the right. She is the goddess of love, dance, and ecstasy. Divinatory meanings is a powerful figure, confident, and dynamic. I think that you're getting that wisdom that you need in order to put yourself at rest, understanding that deep down inside you're actually safe. No matter what life deals to you, no matter what's in the cards for you, you are able and capable to take care of yourself. And you know that already because this is a 9, you know. You've been through so many challenges already. You are safe. But don't get yourself over toughen up. Don't get yourself too walled up because you're missing out of life experience and joy. You're missing out the lessons if we're getting too fenced up. You have you have like what's being illuminated here is that you find that place of inner confidence. And as your advice, you have Temperance with the Ace of Wands. Gosh, this Sagittarius season is really good for you, Taurus. Because, okay, it's your advice. So what seems to be challenge, it comes also as advice with Temperance. Allow that spark of curiosity to open up again. This comes with the Ace of Wands, right? So it's like really waking you up. You're really learning here to allow this spark to drive your heart. And bringing this curiosity to the next level. By making almost a science out of it. Allowing you to bring moderation, not for striving and hard discipline, but out of curiosity. Because you're curious of the outcome, you're curious of how it works, you're curious about how it feels. You're curious where that path goes. Towards the sun here. You're curious how it feels to have your feet in the water, but you're curious also how it feels to have your feet on the ground. You want to smell the world. You want to smell the smell of flowers. You want to see how it feels to have the sun on your skin. You want to see how it feels to experience that workshop. You may know a lot about it. You may know a lot about so many stuff, but you really want to experience now. This is your advice though, so it may not come 100% naturally, but you may want to call upon that part of you that knows how to do that, because it's there. It's right there for you to grasp and to take and to embody. Allow that inner light to shine up. Allow this sun to illuminate what needs to be illuminated. And you'll see that this will pick up momentum. And it will pick up momentum, and to bring that type of both mental and spiritual structure and stability in order to hold yourself, really hold yourself, and understand where you have felt powerless, and understand what is it that you can do about this. This is mind energy, this is soul one's energy, this is like passion, action, fire. Again, this is Sagittarius energy. Where is it? It shows it. Well, you have all these arrows coming up. I don't see the symbol though. This really allows you to unlock some of these limiting beliefs that might have been left, that are coming out here. And you allow yourself to really feel into your body and see how they feel, where they at, and bring actual healing to them. You don't need to know everything. She's blindfolded. She's kind of like incapacitated here, but see, she's really alone here. Nobody's really holding her prisoner. It's a prison of the mind. Swords symbolize the mind, but the mind can work as the mind is a very powerful tool if used properly. We can use it to keep ourselves stuck, and we can also use it to set ourselves free. She can use any of these swords to cut herself free here, but she needs her time to feel through. She needs to silence her mind and get into her body to really feel how to navigate. Like, she needs to feel with her feet this uneven ground. Where is it safe to step so she doesn't stumble and fall and cut herself? She needs to be in silence to understand that there's no voices, no people around her, no captors. She needs to also get into other senses, smell maybe, and definitely feeling tactile. She can slowly move around and start like, okay, is this this is the sharp part, okay, this is where is the part that I can use, where are my thighs, how much pressure should I put on the sword so I don't cut myself, but I cut this rope. So she's really understanding that to get herself free, she needs to use the wisdom of her body and the wisdom of her senses. And with this Eight of Wands here, there's swiftness, there's movement, this is happening. You're setting yourself free of something. And this is also like spiritual understanding, manifestation, really fast moving energy, messages that are being received and transmitted, maybe from a higher realm, from your higher self. when we really center ourselves with the heart space and with the inner wisdom, we get access to wisdom of the universe, really. That ancient wisdom. All right. Let's see what Rumi has in cards for you. Let love transform. Nice. Number 14. Okay. So the poem from Rumi says, the spring of love arrives to transform the dust into a garden. The call is heard from the heavens to beat the wings of soul to fly. You're hearing the call from the heavens. That's why these downloads. The sea becomes filled with pearls. The dry land receives the water of life. The dry land. The stone becomes a ruby and the body becomes all soul. Rumi. Nice, I'm excited. This oracle comes to you as a living spiritual gift. Whether you realize it or not, you have triumphed, you have blossomed, succeeded, cast aside that which was unworthy, and taken up love's way. How much delight there is from all those that walk this way of love, of life, to find another precious companion in their midst. You are welcomed into this world where love finds a way. There is nothing impossible for love. It is not bound by the mind. And because of this, all manner of miraculous grace works through it in endless creative variety. The great beloved is the show of creating with such genius as to be breathtaking. Were we able to remain always in the heart, we would be constantly breathless in a fit of appreciation and awe so great, truly there would not be even a slither of emptiness through which fear could enter. What does this mean? It means an avenue for divine fulfillment has been found. You are being given the power for spiritual success. Your heart's success. This card was saying success as well, right? Your heart's yearning shall manifest itself, but you must comply according to the law of love. What does that mean exactly? Not attach yourself to the form that your resolution and success shall take. Why would we seek to limit this love creative genius thus? No. Instead, trust that it will be magnificent, perfection, literally the work of great genius. Detach yourself from expectations of timing. The harvest will be at the best time when the ripeness is just right. So utterly juicy and sweet, you shall know with certainty that this was the best way. Not a moment sooner would have been perfect, nor a moment later. Absolute trust is the best way to adhere to the law of love. This gives you rather some energy to spare. Perhaps that might have otherwise been engaged in perpetuating worry or doubt. Well, I'm so happy to see that you are twiddling your divine thumbs and wondering if you are not going to worry. If you are just going to surrender and trust, then what exactly will you do with yourself? Well, of course, you can just live your life, but perhaps you may want to dance barefoot and wild with me up on the cool sand at midnight under the fullness of the harvest moon. Beautiful, beautiful. Taurus. I really hope this makes sense to you and that you can draw some type of wisdom from this reading, and yeah, use your own intuition to guide you how you can apply this and what works for you. I wish you all the best, my dear Taurus. Enjoy December, enjoy your holidays and the New Year's. And yeah, if you resonate from this reading, with this reading, and if it helps you in whatever way, please like, share, and subscribe so my channel can grow and can reach more people out there in need for this type of messages. Thank you, and see you soon.